Back to the dinim of tefillin that we're in the middle of. Okay. Last thing we were talking about not being mafsik, not talking, separating between the hand tefillin and the head tefillin, and we discussed about Rashi, Rabbeinu Tam's. What happened if you davened with Rashi's tefillin, that whole thing we discussed yesterday. Now there's an interesting din in Shulchan Aruch that the way the Rebbe explains the din, normally the kavana of the mitzvah, the intent of the mitzvah, is not the actual mitzvah. But there's a few mitzvahs in the Torah that Shulchan Aruch says, and one of them is tefillin, that it says, that the Rebbe writes, and all the poskim write, that when a person puts on tefillin, they have to have kavana, that there's 4 parshias, 4 sections of the Torah in the tefillin, to remind us of Yetzias Mitzrayim, to remind us that we need to bind in our head, our heart and mind to Hashem, right? So the Alter Rebbe says that when a person puts on tefillin, you should have that intent. And the Rebbe learns the fact that the Alter Rebbe in Shulchan Aruch says that that's the intent that you have to do when you're doing the mitzvah, means that's a part of the mitzvah. Part of the mitzvah, putting on tefillin, is the actual intent that you're binding your mind and heart to Hashem, and He commanded us to Yetzias Mitzrayim and all of that stuff. Okay, basically, what does it mean, binding your mind and heart to God? The head represents the intellect, the heart represents the midas, the emotions, the feelings. So we bind our feelings and our intellect, we bind it to Hashem. Okay, so therefore we also learned yesterday about, it's 2 separate mitzvahs. We learned already about the left-handed person. The next thing is like this. When you have the straps of the tefillin, so there's one, the outside is blacker than the inside. Okay, sometimes nowadays they make the inside also black, which is questionable. Is it good, not good, is it better, not better. But the outside is black. Now, those parts of the ritzua, of the strap, that either go around the head or are on the binding of the tefillin and on the hand, the 7 times, those you have to make sure that the black side is on the outside. Sometimes it could turn inside out. In fact, Alter Rebbe brings on against the tshuva. By Rav Huna, one time in the Sapchol he wrote Ritzua Shel Tefillin, the Ritzua of Tefillin turned over and he fasted 40 fasts. But you have to make sure, because you're not Yaitza. If you put on the head tefillin and the strap that goes around the head is twisted, okay, that the black side is inside rather than outside, you're not Yaitza the mitzvah. There's the part that comes down, hanging down from the shorosh, that the Alter Rebbe says in Shulchan Aruch doesn't matter if it's turned, not turned, what?
Why was it so severe that he had to fast 40 fasts for that?
For Rav Huna, it was very severe because he wasn't Mekayim mitzvah tefillin like that.
It's not the mitzvah?
From Shulchan Aruch it comes out that it's not good. And he says if it does, Kitzur says you should fast. Or redeem it with tzedakah. The next thing also, what happens if tefillin fall on the floor, God forbid? So if the tefillin fall in the bag or in the box that covers the tefillin, then you don't have to fast. It says in Halachos you should give tzedakah. What happens, the tefillin themselves, out of the box, out of the case, fall and touch the ground, so then the meaning is to fast a day. What happens if somebody's not able to fast? So it says you redeem it with tzedakah. But that's how severe it is. If it falls in the box or in the shaitel, as it's called, the container or the bag, then it says you should just give tzedakah, but you don't have to fast.
I heard that by you need to also maybe check it if it happens after.
There is a minig. A lot of people have their tefillin fall on the floor, or if a mezuzah falls on the floor, they'll check it before they put it back up. Why? Because it might be a sign from Hashem that there's something wrong with it.
With the whole bag and bag of tefillin and everything?
Huh?
Only if it's fall by itself?
No, if it falls in the bag, it's not a problem.
No, but when they check tefillin again.
No.
So also when it falls with the bag, or only when it falls like?
No, only when it falls out of the bag. Yeah, when you would have to fast, and
No, for the checking of the screen.
Right. No, then you don't have to do it that way. Okay.
Rabbi, you elaborate, but can you elaborate with this black thing that's become a tradition now? Like
Some do it, some don't do it.
Obviously, some do some, but what's the real rules?
Some like it, some don't like
Okay.
it. Like everything else in this religion.
But is there an Indian you shouldn't?
Some people say you shouldn't, some people say you should.
What's our rules?
That we're gonna get
That some do and some don't.
I really know. It's allowed, it's not proper.
Again, if you do it, you do it. You don't do it, you don't do it.
doing what?
It doesn't really matter that much.
Oh, it doesn't.
No.
As long as it's a lighter shade.
Huh?
As long as it's a lighter shade.
No, it's black or black. Okay,
The other side is not shiny.
right.
Okay, cool.
B'chlau, we discussed already, the blackness of the straps is more important than the blackness of the box. The bias is black because of a hidden mitzvah, it just looks nicer that way. The ritzuis, the straps being black, that's halacha l'Moshe Messinai. That has to be that way. So it's more important for the straps to be, and by the way, therefore, a lot of times people's straps, they turn white or the paint, the black fades off,
Cracks.
or by the knot area because of the back and forth. So you have to make sure that every so often you paint that area, with kosher dye. Okay. Next, we learned already if somebody is davening with tefillin or b'chlau wearing tefillin, and they have to go to the restroom, when they come back from the restroom, whether they did gedolim or ktanim, or say number one, number two, you still have to make a bracha on the tefillin. Now, if you're in the middle of Psukkah de Zimra, you can make the bracha on the tefillin in middle of Psukkah de Zimra, between Baruch Shem and Yishtabach. In Berchas Krishma, you make a bracha afterwards. After Shmoneh Esrei, you touch him and you make a bracha. What?
Why the difference in talis and tefillin if you go to the restroom and make a bracha only on tefillin?
So we explained that before. I guess you went there that day. A talis al pidin you're allowed to wear in the bathroom.
Oh, right.
Tefillin you're not allowed to wear in the bathroom. So therefore, just that we don't wear a talis is out of respect because it's an object we daven in. But technically, a bathroom is a place where you're allowed to wear a talis. So therefore, going to the bathroom doesn't make a hefsek. But by tefillin, you're not allowed to wear tefillin in the bathroom. So therefore, that's considered as hefsek, and therefore you'd have to make a new bracha. Okay, now, when you're wearing tefillin, you're not allowed to remove your mind from the tefillin. Which means simply, you're not allowed to think about other things, you're not allowed to make jokes, and you're not allowed to do things which are disrespectful to the tefillin. You have to have respect for the tefillin. Now, some people, and this again, halachically, you can eat in tefillin, you could drink in tefillin. Many people don't, because this didn't apply. They used to wear tefillin the whole day, so then you'll be allowed to eat or drink in tefillin. I mean, technically, halachah says you could eat and drink in tefillin. But a lot of people don't, out of respect to the tefillin. You're wearing during davening, so you won't take a drink during davening. If somebody has to, then they're allowed to. But to sleep in the tefillin, that you're not allowed to, even a little nap, because you might sleep permanently in the tefillin, and then you shouldn't do it. See, even the Aruch Shulchan brings down that we don't wear tefillin the whole day. You shouldn't even eat temporarily in tefillin, and some people say you could. Again, there's different opinions. Every person should do what they want. Now, every so often, you have to touch your tefillin. Why? Because then it will remind you that you're wearing tefillin, and you won't come to do what's called hesach hadas, to remove your mind from tefillin. That's why, in certain parts of davening, you touch your tefillin. Now, whenever you deal with tefillin, touch the hand tefillin, the top is beinenecha, a lot of people, interesting, there's a big minig in Bechlau by the world, that when they say in Yehichvei Yismachu Hashemayim Esagel Haaretz, which is an acronym of Yud Kei Vav Kei, Yismechu hashamayim v'sogel ha'aretz. They'll touch the hand tefillin and the head tefillin at that time too. A lot of people in the world do that. In Chabad, it's not a minhag to do that, and we don't do it. But every so often, a person should touch the tefillin just to remind them that they have that they're wearing tefillin. Okay, we spoke about this thing about going up in kedusha, not going down. So remember, we said you can't go. The head is holier than the hand, so you can take a strap of the hand and make it for the head, but you can't take a strap of the head and make it for the hand or the cover or whatever it is. You can't go from the head to the hand, but you're allowed to go from the hand to the head. Concerning Rabbeinu Tam, we also spoke, it's a machlekes between Halacha and Kabbalah. According to Halacha, Rashi is holier than Rabbeinu Tam's, so therefore you can go from Rashi to Rabbeinu Tam, you can't go from Rabbeinu Tam to Rashi. And according to Kabbalah, Rabbeinu Tam is holier, so then you can go from Rabbeinu Tam, Rashi to Rabbeinu Tam, you can't go from Rabbeinu Tam to Rashi. So therefore the minhag is, you don't go either way. You don't go either way, not this way, not that way. Okay, when should a person take off the tefillin? So a lot of people have different minhagim. It says until Volotzion you shouldn't take off the tefillin. Until after Volotzion. Some people say if it's a day of Kriya, until you take the Sefer Torah back to the place. If there's a bris milah, you don't take it off until after the bris milah. If it's Rosh Chodesh, you take it off after Halo. The Arizal didn't take it off until after Aleinu. Some people take it off after the Kaddish after Aleinu. There's a letter from the Rebbe about 3 Kaddish, not taking off the tefillin before 3 Kaddeshim. So it depends, the Rebbe writes, it depends how you count the 3 Kaddeshim. Because you have Chotzi Kaddish before Baruch Hu, and then you have Chotzi Kaddish after Tachnun, and then you have Volotzion, which is again Kaddish Tiskab, which is 3. What's with the Kaddish at the beginning of davening? Before davening, he said, because sometimes people don't get a minyan then, so the Rebbe writes, and that cannot always be counted as the first Kaddish, because you don't have that as the first Kaddish. But there's also a meaning not to take it off until after 3 Kaddeshim. And when you take... Okay, we'll leave it here.